Hi, it's May 23rd. This is Claudia, and we're taking another look at the COBA hive. We were in here last Saturday. In between times, we had a lot of rain, and I came out midweek and checked the syrup supply and found to my dismay that there was plenty of syrup because the bees in the dome were dead. They had drowned. And I think that I had sloshed the syrup tray when I was moving it last time. Wasn't the rain that got in. So after cleaning up the syrup tray, I took the bees out, figured I might as well do an alcohol wash since the bees were dead anyway. I did a wash, and as I shook them, what doesn't usually happen is the bees fell apart. There were a lot of mites, way too many mites. There were 90 bees. I count my bees after the shake. And the percentage of mites, I won't say it because Winnie will be crying. Anyway, I don't think it's an accurate test, but it did give me concern about the status of the hive in general. So today we're going to check the brood supplies. We're going to check box 2 because we added that last week, and then we're going to do an alcohol wash. Before I move box 2 or look at any of the frames, I'm going to remove the small hive beetle trap that I put in here last week. There are no hive beetles, so that's a good sign. And I'll set this aside because remember, if it spills, it'll hurt the bees as well. So these frames, let's see here, I'll take this one on the end out. There's one bee climbing on it, but there's no work. And I'll put the frame holder on here. And let's take out frame 7. It too is empty. There's no comb drawn. Frame 6 is the same. Here's frame 5. We've got some activity here. All right. This is the inside of the frame, and you can see the bees have started to draw it out. It's drawn out all the way from this side about to here. And I don't see anything in there other than the comb on the outer side of this frame. There's some comb. It's mostly in the center 2/3 of the frame. So let's put this back. We're looking to see if there's any brood in here yet. The queen may be up here, or she may still be down below. Again, more. I see some pollen. Can you see the pollen there, Bob? It's in here, orange pollen. I see a little nectar. A little bit of pollen right there. But again, there's not much. And again, on the bottom of the frame, that's the ladder between boxes. So we'll put that back in, scoot these down. Here's frame 3. Here's the inner side. And again, they're drawing it out. There's a little pollen in here, but that's about it. And the outer side of frame 3, they've started to draw it. So they're good workers, but not much is going on. And the 2 other frames are unworked. So let's put these back. So here's where the action is. They've built this up again, even though we took it off last week. And let's put the frame holder on. So in here we want to look for signs of brood and nectar and pollen. Let's take this. Frame 8 out. So here's the outer side. There's some pollen there. It's worked a little bit all the way across the frame, but a pretty shallow comb so far. Okay, there's a lot of nectar in here, pretty heavy, and you can see the pollen too. So we'll set this in here. And let's look at frame 7. Okay, so here in the upper corner, that's the beginning of capped nectar. That's a good sign. They've got plenty of food. There's pollen in here. There's uncapped nectar. And on the inner side of this frame, they're starting right in this corner too, to cap the nectar, and that's what's going on here. So we'll set this here too. All right, now we have plenty of room to work inside the box. So at this point we want to find where the cap brood is and where open cells are, and ideally when you're doing a mite check you want to use nurse bees. So they are where the brood cells are. So here we go. This might be a good frame to use, but we also want to make sure the queen's not here. So a lot of cap brood. Looks like some bees are emerging. Brood in various stages. Emerging brood right down here. Oh, there's the queen. Right there.
Where is she?
Right there.
Oh, there she is.
Is she in the frame?
Let me duck. Yeah, let me zoom in on her.
So this is frame number 3.
Where'd she go?
She's right on the top there.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, do you have her in the camera?
She's in there.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's not push our luck. We know the queen is here and she's laying. Here's another frame that has lots of brood. So we're going to put this back.
Wait a minute, let me make sure she's still there.
Yep, she is.
Okay.
This is frame 5. The queen is on frame 3. There's a lot of brood here, so there should be a lot of nurse bees. I'm going to brush these bees into this tall white bucket, and inside the bucket I have a lovely combination of granulated sugar and a little bit of lavender essential oil, about 2 drops. So there's different ways to get the bees off the frame. Some people shake them. I like to use a pine needle brush, and I gotta hold this kind of upside down and brush the bees in here. And then put the lid on. Put this frame back. So at this point I'm going to pull the top, shake vigorously, and if you think you don't want to kill your bees, let me assure you that the 100 or 200 or 300 bees that you sacrifice in an alcohol wash is a lot less heartbreaking than when your whole colony dies. We've had that happen to us, and it's a miserable feeling. So we appreciate our bees, we take good care of them, but we also do the alcohol wash on a regular basis to keep the colony healthy. Actually, we're inside now. We could tell that we did not need to treat because we only saw one mite. But we still want to know what the percentage is, and I didn't really take 300 bees. I probably have about 100. So I have a cookie sheet and a paper towel, and I'm going to dump the bees onto the paper towel. I'll clean that out later. And then I use an implement. This is a 1 chopstick. And I just gently fluff the bees out, and I put them into little piles of 10. And that way I don't have to remember really how many I have once I count to 10. That's pretty simple. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'll make little piles. Here are 19 piles of 10, so 190 bees. So the mite count is 1 per 190, or roughly 0.5 mites per 100 bees. So we're well underneath the threshold, and the mite is still here. When you look at the number of mites, you want to look from the bottom and look up. It helps if you have a lot of bright sunlight. But there is one mite here.
The mite is this one up here. That one. That's garbage over here and stuff, okay? But the mite is the one over here.
So fortunately, our mite count was low, so we can just close up the hive. We don't have to make any real changes in what we're doing. But we will certainly do another alcohol wash in a month's time. All right, we'll put these girls back in. Okay, the syrup lid is back on, and the telescoping cover in place. Tile. And that's it. Good healthy hive.